Yeah, so basically, guys, in a wild turn of events, this is what happens. This is unironically what happens every time you start to play good games. And you know, I love to play good games. I love to play good games. I love to play games. I'm a big gamer. And what happens is that when you play good games, you forget sometimes on some level, you're enjoying yourself so much that you forget that games and game companies can suck dick. You genuinely forget, man. Like I'm not kidding. You actually forget. I actually forgot. We were playing the shit out of Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 and the shit out of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And, you know, before that I was playing Project Zomboid. Before that I was playing, you know, what is it called? Path of Exile 2. And I kind of forgot. And Marvel's Rivals. We've been playing so many games. I forgot games could suck dick. I kind of forgot that these games companies could suck. Like, oh my god. It's such a weird problem to have. Like, I'm not used to having this problem. Usually we're playing so many, like, you know, mixed games, so many problems with, you know, Ubisoft and this, that, whatever. And I've been covering so much of it. You know, I've been so much in the know, and I've been, you know, relatively balanced in my coverage. I covered the good games that do good things, and I covered the bad games that do bad things. And over the past, I guess, like, what, month and a half, I just stopped playing bad games. I played the least amount of League of Legends that I played in probably the entirety of League of Legends existing. I decided to, you know, play a whole bunch of really good single player games. I just play like all these other games that are made by developers that actually, for lack of a better term, that actually give a fuck. And yeah, I kind of forgot that games like League of Legends exist. I forgot that companies like Riot Games exist. I forgot that companies like Blizzard exists. Not that I forgot, but like it just was in the back of my mind. It wasn't in the forefront, so I wasn't really thinking about it. And then Riot Games decided to crash out. They decided to crash out, boys. Yes, indeed. So, for anyone who hasn't seen it, let me first bring this up. Let's go to my channel, because this relates to what I've already talked about. This relates to, you know, Riot Games and the worst thing they've ever done, which is removing their free Hextech Chests. The reason that I think this is the worst thing, I'll link it in the description below. So if you are curious, definitely watch it. And if you're in chat, definitely grab that link. Check it out later. Because this entire thing that we're talking about right now is their response. So about 3 weeks ago, they removed their free chests. The Hextech Chests. This is something that's been in the game for like 8 years. 9 years, actually. When did they add it in? Hold on. I have a date. March of 2016 is when they added the Hextech Chest. It is now 2025, February. So 9 years, almost to the day. It's like 8 years and 11 months. They had these chests, and in those years, when they added the chests, it was Riot Games' most lucrative years. I have the numbers to prove it, and I'll show you the numbers to prove it in just a few minutes. But this is something that they decided to do unilaterally, and they decide. Suck my fucking dick, support assist. Suck my fucking dick. How's the hemorrhoid, monkey knuckle? Thank you, Ryan. Oh my god. And so I made this video about Riot removing the chests, the economics around it, what they're thinking about, why they did it, and how this is basically a betrayal of trust in every single way from what used to be a pretty good company in terms of dealing with the consumer, dealing with the customer, making things worth it, and so on and so forth, and how they've become essentially the new Blizzard, with nuking their economics, nuking their game, nuking everything over and over and over again. And in the past 2 years has been negative financial decision after negative financial decision after negative financial decision. And they're not the new Blizzard until someone steals breast milk out of the fridge. Well, funny story about that, Ryan. Funny story. Um, did you know about this? Yeah, yeah. Did you not know about this? Yeah, they didn't steal breast milk out of the fridge. However, Ryan, they absolutely did have a sex discrimination lawsuit that was settled for $100 million. Okay, and that was just a couple of years ago. Yeah, this was at the same time that Bobby Cockdick was like, sexually harassing Blizzard employees and so on and so forth. These things actually happen in parallel, Ryan. These things happen in parallel. But the thing was that Riot Games was, trying to appease the consumer. They were trying to do the right thing at that time. Those days are long gone. However, the actual lawsuit happened like, what is it, like 4 years ago? Hold on, let's see if I can find a date here. Um, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, it applies to 1,548 women in Riot Games. 2019. So I think this started in 2019. This entire issue happened. And it went on for a couple of years, and then they had the sexual harassment lawsuit that ended and had the payout in 2023. So it basically happened in tandem at the pretty much the exact same timings that Blizzard was going through their own sexual harassment lawsuit. So yeah, Riot Games' hands are not clean on this either, Ryan. But the difference is that Blizzard's games sucked. So at the time as well. And Riot Games was still on the high of, like, releasing Valorant, doing Riot Forge, having at least consumer facing decisions, and they did at least handle the situation afterwards better than Blizzard did. And they said, hey, you know what, this happened, we acknowledge it, we're very sorry. It wasn't the same level of Blizzard. So, for example, that's one big thing. There was no Cosby Suite or anything like that. It was not the same situation. It was definitely a lesser in terms of magnitude and like how poorly women were treated situation. However, there was sexual harassment. And so as a result of all those things, and also, League of Legends was not treating the player base like dog shit or anything like that. So the League community, the Riot Games community, the people who play Riot Games forgave Riot a giant transgression. That is how, by the way, this is funny because you brought that up as a joke, Ryan, but this shows how important the trust of a community is to a game's life cycle and its health. And this entire debacle is what Riot Games has screwed with. They've screwed with the player trust. And the player trust, when it erodes and it starts to erode and they do decision after decision after decision, at some point that trust becomes broken. And I kid you not, guys, I've seen a lot of games live and a lot of games die. When that player trust is eroded, it is gone. It is dead. The game dies and the company dies. And guess what? They deserve it. So that is kind of where we're at right now. And so getting back to it, why we're talking about this and what exactly we're talking about. So the entire debacle with the boxes happened. The entire debacle with them removing it, and they did not make any in 3 weeks. They made like no information about it. They did not have a discussion about it. Nothing until a couple of days ago. This was 6 days ago. I was at my dad's taking care of my dad. So I have not watched this. I do know what they kind of said, brass tacks wise. So we're gonna watch it together. And then we're going to talk about it. So brass tacks is, if you don't want to watch this in the next segment, that's totally fine. I totally understand, YouTube brain rot being what it is and attention spans from TikTok being as ruined as it is. You guys might want to skip this next part. I totally understand. But basically, they doubled down. They said, yeah, we removed the boxes. Suck my dick, consumers. We can't make money even though we're lying through our eye teeth about not being able to make money. And they're like, oh yeah, we're only making 1.5 to 2.1 billion dollars year over year. And by the way, this is the money just not even for Riot revenue. This is League of Legends only. This doesn't include Valorant. This doesn't include Wild Rift. This does not include TFT. This is only League of Legends numbers. But yeah, they're like, yeah, we're not making enough money for Tencent. We got to squeeze you guys harder. That is what this entire video says. Yeah, only. I'm being sarcastic, exactly. Something wild. Oh, League L? Oh, we're about you. Yes, League L. League L. Cloudy. I am. Oh, man. Man. You know why I'm angry? Do you know why I'm angry? Because I have defended Riot Games for all of their dog shit ballots, all of their ways of fucking with the customer until 2 years ago. When they started to financially fuck with the customer, that's when that's when I stopped, and that's when you can see all my content. I've been fucking pissed at Riot. But this shows a lack of accountability, and this shows at least beforehand, they used to be like, all right, we're gonna walk it back a little bit. We're gonna walk it back. This shows that they've just given up. That they're like, you know what? No, we're gonna milk you. We're gonna double down. We're gonna see how much you guys are actually pissed about this. And they fucked with the wrong Marine. They fucked with the wrong Marine.
I'm Andre.
So let's see what happens.
And I'm Paul, aka Pabro.
And it's so funny because Pabro and Medler, for anyone who's been in the League community, we know these people. And Medler and Pabro have been pretty, decent parts of the community for a decent amount of time. Like, no one really hates Medler. No one really hates Pabro. So it kind of really sucks that all of this announcement about doubling down and everything happens with these two guys who are not in the decision-making process. This guy is like the head of fucking league balance and content and stuff. Like, so he's like, trying to like make the game better for us. Pablo is just like, a random guy that works at Riot. Like, this is a problem with the financial and like the CFO, the CEO. This is like a direction level, executive level problem at Riot Games. And that is why every decision has been worse and worse over the past 2 years. So for anyone who's going to be riled up watching this video, don't yell at Medler, don't yell at Pabro, don't yell at a random rioter. It's not their fault, okay? Like, let's just put that out there. These guys that have been working and slaving at fucking League of Legends, where, League of Legends is a game that if you look at their financials, they make, in terms of the year, between $200,000 and $600,000 per employee at the company. That is how high their profit margin is. This is a financial thing that you can look up and see a financial health of the company. How much money per employee does a company make? And, some of these tech companies make really exorbitant amounts. Some of the banks, things like that, they make really high amounts of money per employee at a company. Riot Games makes between $200,000 and $600,000 per year. That's insane. That is like fuck you money. That is like a crazy amount of money. Just to let you guys know, like, you can look up this number. I feel free. Absolutely, all these numbers are quantified. They have to release. They don't release all their financial numbers, but they do release. They're forced to release a certain amount. So you can look them up. You can look their financials up on any Google, financial site, things like that, and you can find all those things. I found some of it for you guys for this video tonight. But yeah, anyways. So before we continue, don't harass a rioter. It's not going to help. What you should do is harass Riot Games as a company. Every single and the funny part is one of the only good parts of this entire shitstorm is if you go to Twitter or YouTube, for example. Actually, we can look at it right here. If you go to any Riot video, if you go to any post by any rioter on Riot Games, let's go to let's go to Riot Games. Let me just show you guys. Riot Games. If you go to any post that they make, if you look at the comments, all of them are about the boxes. They're like, yo, that's cool, but where's our Hextech Chests? Wow, that's crazy. Where are Hextech Chests? And it's just that over and over and over again. Just meme after meme after meme. The community is pissed. The community is pissed. I bet you someone is gonna say, "No, where our chests are forgotten." Yeah, there you go. See, right there, this cute little cat with a little chest. These memes are being plastered everywhere, and I'm posting my video everywhere as well, talking about the worst thing Riot Games have ever done. And you look here, yeah, players were happy, and Riot took that personally. Everyone is just memeing this. Where my keys are, that the chests aren't coming home. Just over and over and over again. This is one of the only good things about this entire shitstorm. For some odd reason, Riot chose the one thing that would unite the entire player base of Riot Games. And let me tell you, this is no small feat, because everyone who plays League of Legends hates everyone else who plays League of Legends. So if you're an ADC player, you hate all 4 other people on your team. If you're a jungler, you're suicidal and you want to put a gun to your head and blow your own brains out. If you're a top laner, you don't even know the other 4 lanes exist. 4 positions on the map. If you're a support player, you're literally verbally harassed by your ADC at every point in the game. Everyone who plays League of Legends fucking hates everyone who plays League of Legends. And Riot Games, through this decision, has united them all. This is like world peace. This is crazy. How Riot managed to do this is insane. It needs to be studied for the ages.
Andre, also known as Midler.
All right, let's get into it.
AKA Pabro. Today is Thursday, January 30th, and we're back for another dev update. We're going to check in on some of the changes we made for Season 1, and we'll talk a bit more about some of the things coming up in Act 2 of this season, which starts.
He's so hopeful. He's talking, and he's so hopeful. He's like, you guys are going to love it, man. We got some positive changes here, right, guys? Oh, Pabro, you sweet summer child.
On March 6th. We're a bit over a month into the first season of 2025.
By the way, everyone hates Season 1 of League of Legends. This new season of League of Legends, Season 15, it's fucking dog shit. They basically made the game a complete coin flip at 5 minutes. Everyone is so angry right now. Here to check on the dog. We've not gotten the dog yet, Danny. I forgot to message you. But yeah, I'll tell you all about that afterwards. Completed the Battle Pass for Act 1 and got fuck all. You know why, Nipsu? Do you know why? Do you know why you got fuck all? Do you know why? Because Riot Games doesn't give a fuck about you. That's why. They just want to squeeze you like a fucking blood out of a stone. That's why. They don't give a fuck about you or me or anyone. So you know what? By the way, guys, do you want the cheat code? Basically, long story short, they're doubling down. They're doubling down. They put poor Meddler and poor Pabro on the chopping block. They put their necks in the noose and they dropped the fucking platform. They watched Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. They saw the execution. They're like, you know what? We got an idea. We're going to put poor Meddler and Pabro on it. That's what Riot Games decided to do. So, you know what the fun thing is? When a game is dying, do you know the best way to kill it? A lot of people have uninstalled League of Legends. You're doing the wrong thing if you uninstall League of Legends. What you should do is install League of Legends and play the shit out of it. Squeeze every single moment of enjoyment you can and don't pay for a single penny worth of Riot points. Basically, waste their money, gas them down. Just absolutely run them down through server costs forever until the game dies. That's how you really fuck with Riot Games. Because they still have to pay their server costs and everything like that until the game dies. Until they discontinue the game. So if you really want to fuck with Riot Games, don't uninstall the game. Play the shit out of it and refuse to pay a single dime for Riot points. That will unironically teach them. They will see their profit margins go down. They will see the revenue drop like a stone in the ocean. And they will bend, they will break, and they will cry, and they might actually reverse their decision then. I played too much League in the past 30 days. Yeah, exactly. Run down to server costs, yeah. Or they double down and make League of Legends 2. If they do anything except bring back chess, they're going to take the L, Night Mage. The only way they can fix this situation, they have one route to do this, by the way, is to give back our chests. is to give back our Hextech chests. That's the one singular way they have to actually apologize to the community. I don't think they're going to at this point. I think they might if the Riot Games community, if the League of Legends community stays strong. If you give this video a like and a subscribe and post it everywhere you possibly can to all your friends who play League of Legends, to any post that Riot Games makes, and use this video to shit on Riot Games just a little bit harder, it'll help. Every single one of these things helps. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
And we've been following how changes have been landing closely.
Yeah.
We've seen some really good signs and feedback to things like seasonal themes and some of the gameplay changes.
Cope. Hard cope. See, this season sucks.
That we will touch on a little later.
But first, we want to...
Oh, this entire... Oh my god. This entire first segment is Hextech Chests. Okay, here we go.
Talk about Hextech
this is the meat and
chests,
potatoes.
And, more broadly, earning skins instead of buying them. This means we're going to talk a bit more about the business side of League. So that
Well, it's a funny story, guys, because I want you all to know I'm a businessman. So I can tell you exactly which part of what they say is absolute, unabridged, complete fucking bullshit. And I can tell you, we're going to watch it together. I've not watched what they said yet, at least the specifics. But pretty much everything that they're going to say in the next 3 minutes is absolute fucking cope and bullshit. And again, it's not their fault. They're being given these lines by the executives at Riot. These guys' jobs are on the line to essentially toe the company line. They're basically told by Riot, you either say all of these things or you're fired. So, you know, I like your funny, truthful words, Magic Man. Thank you, Nipsey. I appreciate it.
we can share more of our thinking and context with you.
Yeah.
Now, our belief as a company is that delivering great experiences for you will lead to great results for Riot.
This is true. Or it used to be. It is not true anymore. And the reason is because there's always two phases to a live service company. Someone who creates a live service game, whether it's League of Legends or Overwatch or Destiny or Destiny 2 or Division, any MMO, Blizzard game, Diablo 4, all of these games, Apex, there's always two phases. The phases where the company tries to grow, reach new people, add people to the player base. And that phase one is always denoted here. Let me, you know what? We're gonna do this right. We're gonna do this right. Let me make a graph for you guys. Let me make a little thingy, a little picture. Paint. Do I have Paint? I think I have Paint. I have Microsoft, so yeah, I should have Paint. Okay, so these are the two phases of any game company. Let's see. I've never really used Paint much. There we go. So we're gonna do that. I can't draw, so I do apologize. This painting is gonna suck. Okay. Phase one. Why is it so small? Okay. Okay, here we go. Really? Okay, so I gotta do this. Let's make it bigger. There we go, there we go. We got phase one. Let me move this little shitter up here. Drawing a penis. Yeah, there's no penis drawing in this one. And then we're gonna do, how do I make another one? Yeah, okay, so I just click. Okay, sorry, I don't use Microsoft Paint much. There we go. Phase 2. All right. So phase 1 is when they're trying to grow the game. We are growing. And then the other phase is milking the player base. We are milking you. There we go. So get ready to be milk boys, because that's the phase we're in League of Legends right now. So I know it's the day before Valentine's Day, but you guys are going to be milked. So phase 1 is denoted by several different things. Can I make bullet points on this? How do I make bullet points? All right, here we go. We'll just do dashes. All right. So phase 1 is denoted by caring about the consumer. This is like a broad strokes thing. They basically, we company adds to player base. Customer facing decisions. They make you want to play the game. This is the entire point of growing the player base. They basically make the game more fun to play. They make the monetization as good as possible. They do all these things in order to make you want to play more. This is the time that everyone gets sucked in and gets addicted to their favorite live service game. Right now, Helldivers 2 is going through this phase. Right now, Marvel's Rivals is a good example of this type of thing. They listen to feedback. Ooh, that's a big one. They listen to feedback. Basically, they try to find your pain points, and they're like, man, you don't like this aspect of the game? We'll fix it for you. Wow, you don't like the monetization of the skin? We'll fix it for you. Wow, you want skins? We make good ones so you get tempted to buy. These types of things happen in phase 1. Now, in phase 2, this is denoted by several different things, which you might see very easily as the exact opposite of phase 1. And there's a good reason for that. It's because that's exactly what it is. They no longer give a flying fuck about you. They do not want to grow anymore. They will focus on over monetization instead of growing the player base. So this is also shown by changing existing monetization. Sound familiar? This is exactly what's happening in Riot Games. Changing existing monetization. A lot of times, this is like, with with World of Warcraft and so on and so forth. This is when they add pay for power. Pay for power / pay to win. Some games start out with pay for power, pay to win, which means that they're trying to milk you from the very fucking beginning of the game. But we're not talking about those games. Give back, yeah, exactly. Going back on promises. Yep, exactly. Promises made, promises not kept. There you go. Exactly. You want skins. Quality goes down. Price goes up. Adding gacha mechanics. That's a big one, especially these days. Exactly. Yeah, Summoner's Rift 10 feet higher. Exactly. Doubling down, tripling down. This is another one. They love, dude, companies that go into this phase love to double and triple and quadruple down. But we're just going to say double down. So these are the two phases of every single live service game. Every single live service game you've ever played has either been in phase 1, and it will be in phase 2 at some point, or is already in phase 2, and the glory days of your game are gone. You just don't even realize it yet. You may not want to admit it. You may not want to see it happen. You may want to fight it. That's the phase I'm in all the time. I never want to see a game go into phase 2. But every game goes into phase 2, and really, League of Legends is in that phase now. So this is an important thing to remember. So I hope you guys like this little graph I made for you all. But there's many examples of this, by the way. Let's bring this back. There's many examples of this. Right now, we saw Rainbow Six Siege go through this exact same thing. The player base grew massively with that big streamer whose name I can't remember. He won like Streamer of the Year or whatever. And he basically played nothing but freaking Rainbow Six Siege and kind of put the game back on the map, and basically grew the player base almost single-handedly in terms of popularizing it through streams and so on and so forth, and kind of like quadrupled the player base. And then when diminishing returns started hitting in, if anyone knows that game, you guys can tell me the name of the streamer. I can see his face. I can't remember his name, but he's like the biggest Rainbow Six streamer, and he does variety now because basically EA, who owns Rainbow Six, they decided that we're no longer seeing growth from is it EA or Ubisoft? I don't know. I get them mixed up. One of them, whoever. Hold on. Let me check. Let me fact check this. Jinxie. Jinxie is the name of the streamer, by the way. Who owns Rainbow Six Siege? Ubisoft. Okay, yeah. I knew it was one of the dog shit companies. Yep, it's Ubisoft. So Ubisoft decided to, they weren't seeing as many returns on the growth of the game. So they decided to add every single monetization in the book to Rainbow Six Siege. All the new characters you have to pay and get, they're all stronger than the original characters. They nerfed the original characters. They added gacha. They added pay to win. They added loot box. They have a subscription. They have a monthly subscription. They have battle pass. Every single form of monetization now exists in Rainbow Six Siege. And what do you get? You get videos of people booing Ubisoft at Rainbow Six Siege tournaments. They were in phase 1 for a good amount of time. Now they're in phase 2. They're milking you, and they admit it, and they're dying. They know they're dying, and that's why they're milking even harder. And the sad part, every single game that gets into phase 2 doesn't have to be in phase 2. They could just start doing the same things that got them to their successful point and still have a very successful game. You see this in other games. Many games have not died, and many games have started to reverse some of those decisions that put them into phase 2 and kind of bring them back more into phase 1. For example, World of Warcraft. Now, it still has pay to win, it still has the WoW token, it still has that dog shit, but they decided to make some things like, good expansions, focus on gameplay, listening to the community on balance, listening to the community on making every single level worth leveling, and, revamping the talent system, and so on and so forth. They decided to do those customer-facing decisions and trying to, at least partially move the pendulum a little bit back into the we want to grow again phase. And it kind of worked for World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is seeing its highest numbers in subscribers and players, including WoW Classic and so on and so forth. It's still the same subscription. And they're seeing the highest numbers that they've ever seen in like the past decade almost. So games don't have to be in this phase. Apex is going through this right now. EA owns Apex. I knew one owned Rainbow Six and one owned Apex, and Apex is EA, Rainbow Six Siege is Ubisoft, and and EA has basically destroyed every single player of Apex. They basically did the exact same things that I'm saying here. They decided to not keep any of their promises. They split the battle pass into 2 battle passes now, and they're both worse than the original battle pass. They kind of destroyed the rewards you get. They've done everything that they possibly can to kill the player base. And let's see how Apex is doing right now, guys. I'm curious. What is Apex doing nowadays? Let's see. Steam DB. Let's see. Ooh, oh boy. Ooh. Chats. Man, that's not a good look, is it? Ooh. Just in the past year. Let's see the 3 years. Ooh, yep, okay. Yeah, their highest high was 2 years ago, and they were doing really good. 600,000. And now on a very good day, they're hitting 200,000 or so. But it's a drastic drop. Every so often they'll have like a new season. Some people will come back. But because of the decision makings that the executives at EA have done for this game, it has never gone back to anything remotely close to the peak. It's always going to be down, down, down until the game dies. And until it does, they're going to continue to over monetize the game. And, it's only probably a matter of time before they add pay to win and then decide to shut down their servers afterwards. That's the big problem. So, yeah, prime examples, EA, Ubisoft. Prime examples in this case, Rainbow Six Siege and Apex Legends. But every single live service game goes through these two phases. Every single one of them. And, Riot Games, it looks like, is doubling down and going into the we are milking you phase as much as they possibly can. Absolutely. Remove the... Oh, yeah, I got you, Sparkly. Yeah, they removed modes. Yeah, removing modes is a huge thing. You know why? Because the more modes that you have in a game, a live service game, the more it is good for the consumer because we want to play more things, we want to have some more variety and stuff. But the more hard the developers have to work to maintain those different game modes, Sparkly. So that's another example. Actually, that's a really good example. I'm going to add that. Because you're right. That is another good example. Multiple game modes. Can I go back to this? We'll just make a new box. Multiple game modes. And the milking version is killing other game modes. Exactly. That tracks? Oh, yeah. Yeah, these are tricks that I've seen a lot of games go through this. Why can't I click the box I already made? Oh, well. Anyways, Destiny 2. Yeah, Destiny 2 is dead. Yeah, Destiny 2 is literally dead. The player base is left in droves. They decided to over-monetize the game year after year after year, season after season after season, and expansion after expansion. And shocker, at some point, the player base reached a breaking point where they leave the fucking game. They leave it in the dust that they should have years ago, and now it's finally hit. Now it's finally hit a point of no return. And Riot Games is starting to hit that point now. Completely agree. Destiny 2 is a prime example. Games for you. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you.
We want to deliver the best experience we can, that you can play forever without spending anything, so that you only spend money when you think we've made something great that you want to spend money on.
And again, if this was true, Riot Games would not have spent last year firing every artist that works at Riot Games. Not every, but like literally the majority of their good artists. They're all gone. Why? Because they wanted to cut corners and give money to their fucking 10-cent shareholders. And as a result, they fired, I think 45 of their best artists over the last year. And countless QA staffs and everything like that. Things that actually make the game experience better. And now they release dog shit. They release AI skins. I'm not kidding. Some of their skins are made out of AI. They basically try to find, outsourced... contractors that used to be their previous, full-time artists, pay them a fraction of the money, get a fraction of the work in, and then they call it a day and try to sell that skin. And they're like, oh God, we're so sorry. Every time there's an outcry of, hey, this skin fucking sucks, right? What'd you do? Fix it. And then they're like, all right, we'll fix it since you caught us this time. And then they'll fix it and make a subpar product, and then the skin will come out and no one buys it. And they're like, wait a second, why is no one buying our skins? It's because you decided to, fire all your good artists, and now you sell us dog shit. If you made good skins, we'd buy them. They don't do it anymore. As a
free-to-play game, skins are the primary way League pays its bills.
I really wish Riot would watch their own video. Because if Riot watched their own video, they're right. Skins are the way that they make their money. The problem is they've taken the wrong lesson. And I'll tell you exactly why. We're going to save that for the last part of this video. What the problem is and why Riot has made these decisions is a very, very clear answer. And that secret will be shared at the end of this video.
They're what give us the ability to continue to develop the game and wider ecosystem, from adding new game modes to updates to Summoner's Rift.
Funny note about the new game modes, they got rid of all their fun game modes. They haven't developed a new game mode since the roguelike mode that they had. And before that, it was like 5 years since they developed a new game mode. Like, the last new game mode that they had was fucking like Earth, right? And that was like 7 years ago. They don't really develop new game modes anymore. They got rid of all of the... Yeah, Doombots. Dude, When was the last time we had Doombots RE2? RE2 fucking based. Dude, Doombots was so fun. Absolutely. Last time we had Doombots was what, like 5 fucking years ago? Something like that.
Cinematics, live events like Worlds, patch-to-patch balance, and much longer-term investments in League for the future.
Again, I will bring you back to this chart. Longer-term investments for League's future and everything, it's really simple. Like, I don't work at Riot Games, okay? I'm just someone who gives a shit about this community, gives a shit about this game, and has played it since literally the earliest days of League of Legends. I've seen this game in its peak. I've seen it grow so much. I love League of Legends. I don't want this to be true. I don't want them to be in the we're milking you phase and watch the game that I love die. That's why I'm making this video. I don't want them to be in phase 2. I want them to go to phase 1. And as someone who works in business, so I know how to grow a business, I don't know, video games in terms of, anything but being a player. I'm not a developer of games or anything like that. But as someone who, knows how to grow a company and knows how to make a financially viable business in so many different markets. I've done construction, engineering, consulting, and consulting with financial consulting, with this consulting, with that consulting. I've done a lot of consulting for every fucking different type of company, especially before COVID. Now it's a little bit harder to do, but before COVID, we were doing all kinds of shit, emerging tech and so on and so forth. Holy fuck. These rules, if you take out the gamification, if you take out the ideas of making you want to play instead of making you want to play, making you want to buy the product or whatever. These are universal rules. Every company that is in the growing phase wants to do these things. Okay? Only in video games do you really hit the we want to milk you point. Game fucking normal companies don't normally hit that second point. Some do. Credit card companies being a prime example. Insurance companies being a prime example. But general companies that make a product, they try to be in the growing phase all the time because they just want to sell you a fucking product. League of Legends is no, and video game companies play by different rules because, and here's the hard truth, the reason that Riot Games does this and the reason that they've been getting away with this, the reason that so many game companies get away with this is because game players, video gamers, you and I, and your friends and your family members that play other games and all kinds of games, Ubisoft, EA games, we're all shit eaters at the end of the day. That's the problem. There is no bigger shit eater than a person who plays video games. Because we take the worst behavior of the game company that we like the most and we enable and excuse it over and over and over again. Case in point, Sony. Every Sony shit eater has now felt the wrath of the PlayStation Network requirement when PlayStation Network went down on Friday. And it went down for the entire day. And no one could play single-player games on PlayStation. And all of a sudden, I'm getting DMs being like, wow, Corgi, you were right. Wow, Corgi, when you made those videos lambasting them for trying to put Helldivers 2 on the PlayStation Network requirements and so on and so forth, now we can't play our fucking single-player games. This kind of sucks. And I'm like, yeah, this is what I was trying to fucking warn you about. But no, PlayStation players are fucking shit eaters in general, and they've created so many excuses for Sony that Sony, when the PlayStation Network went down, didn't even fucking apologize. They didn't even say we're sorry. They didn't give you a coupon. They didn't give you PlayStation Network credit. Nothing. A company 10 years ago doing any of this would give you free game time. Dude, I played fucking World of Warcraft all the way since the beginning of World of Warcraft. If World of Warcraft went down for 2 days straight or something like that, you'd get 2 days free game time. They don't do that shit anymore. Why? Because game players are shit eaters. If you don't want to eat shit, stop eating the bowl of shit. Take the spoon out and put it on the side and say, game company, we're not going to eat your bowl of shit. Right now, the League community is on that level. Hopefully they maintain it. Because then Riot Games may stop putting shit in our bowls.
The number of people playing League has been pretty stable over recent years, and we're really grateful for that.
Translation, it's not growing anymore. Translation, by the way, over the past 2 years, you can look up the numbers, and maybe I'll look them up again for you guys. But League of Legends is dying. Not swiftly, but it is actually shrinking. The year-over-year player base for League of Legends has dropped 15% from 2022 to 2023. And that number has only been exacerbated from 2024 onwards. We don't have those numbers yet, but in my opinion, it's only going to get worse because every single negative financial decision makes people actually want to quit League of Legends. Adding gacha, adding the $500 Ari skin, taking away Hextech Chests. Dude, taking away the Hextech Chests probably dropped League's player base by like 5% alone. Okay, let me see if I can find it. League of Legends year-over-year player base. Well, I mean, this is like a estimated number. But yeah, 2025 estimated 120 million. At the peak, 2022, 180 million. 180 million. 2023 down to 150. 2024 down to 131. League of Legends is dying. I'm not kidding. It is actually dying. Like, holy fuck, average monthly players. Yeah, you can find like the actual numbers here. Actually, these are pretty good numbers. Yeah, these are pretty detailed numbers. I like it. So you could see like 2021, 154 million in December. Last 30 days, 131 million. Drop of almost 20%, more like 15%, but still, year over year, dropping like a stone. Why? Because Riot Games doesn't give a shit about doing customer-facing decisions anymore. That's why. As soon as that stopped, the player base has not stayed stable. This is fucking cope. And even if it was true, that means it's not growing. It's not even true. League of Legends is actually dying. I'll try to grab this link and make sure I link this data link in the description below as well, so you can look at the numbers yourselves. But yeah. I mean, these are verified numbers. I'm not saying this because I'm someone trying to shit on League of Legends. I am trying to shit on League of Legends, but I don't make things up. I go by data. I go by the real facts. I go by the real numbers because I don't want this to be the case. If I didn't care about the game, I would huff copium. I would huff copium and tell you guys false numbers and false narratives, just like these two are doing right now. They're being paid to, their job relies on it, but that's what they're doing. I don't blame them. Dude, if I had a job that forced me to say the stupid thing, I'd say the stupid thing because I care about providing for my family. However, I'm not in that position. I'm just here, and that's why I say it how it is.
Our cost to maintain and develop League has also been pretty stable over time, too.
This is also not true. You know how I know? Because they have dropped hundreds of employees in the past year. They have dropped hundreds. And also, their cost to develop doesn't really make that much difference because development costs in general go down over time if the quality remains stable. If you try to make new things like the Riot MMO, that's going to increase your costs, obviously. But with more knowledge becomes efficiency. With more technological advancements comes efficiency. So the only reason that the costs have gone up is because they're wasting their money on stupid things that we frankly don't care about, like, Arcane Season 2. Pardon my French, I don't give a fuck about Arcane Season 2. I'm sorry, I really don't care. At the grand scheme of things. What I do actually care about is playing the fucking game. Like, I care about Arcane a little bit, cool, I liked Season 1, great, big W, everyone loved it, great, whatever. But did we really need to spend like, $200 million in Arcane Season 2? No, suck my dick. I'd rather have League of Legends be in a playable state. They tried to, pour money into the Riot MMO, and they decided to start over. And then they did it again, and they decided to start over. And they did it again, and then they started to start over. Riot Forge, all the Riot Forge games were complete abject financial failures, even though they're pretty fun. I played the Silas game. I played the Nunu game. The Ruined King game, the RPG was actually a good game. That was like a W game. The other two were decent games. I didn't play the Teemo game, the Yordle one, but the other games were like decent, but they weren't financially viable. The only financially viable Riot Forge game was the Ruined King game, which was the RPG.
Equally sustainable.
But regardless, all of them were essentially money sinks, almost all of them. And they had to shut down Riot Forge. Maybe, just maybe, they should have focused on their fucking actual game, League of Legends, instead of doing other shit.
Income coming in to reinvest in the game. However,
yeah,
it's been frankly
tax lane's
more
welcome.
of a recent challenge.
And that's where free Hextech Chests come in. When we initially...
Hard cope. You know, I was going to save this for later. We're going to show it to you now. Because this is where the lies start. I look at Riot Games, any game company that does this type of stuff. You know, you remember that song, "Why You Always Lying"? That's this song. Wait, whoops, here it is. I gotta find my picture again. Yeah, there it is. This is the picture I'm looking for. Here it is. Every single year that Riot Games has had Hextech Chests has been a financial W for them. In 2016, in March, is when they added Hextech Chests. And this is not Riot revenue, by the way. This is, you can look up the numbers. This is League of Legends revenue only. This is League only, okay? League of Legends only. And as a result, here, you guys can see the entire thing, right? As a result, they added it in March of 2016. Best year ever for Riot Games. Year after that, best year ever for Riot Games. And after that, you know, up and down, 1.9 instead of 2.1, 1.5. 2019 was hard year for Riot Games. They only made $1.5 billion, by the way. 2020 was, you know, year of COVID. Numbers went up, 1.75 billion. 2021, 1.63. 2022, 1.8. And then it starts to go back down. 2023 was the worst year that was on record, and I can tell you 2024 will be even worse. Why? Because they added gacha and other customer non-facing things. So chests have nothing to do with any negative financial outcome for Riot Games. It's just an excuse. It is just an excuse because, you know, Hextech Chests may be, you know, contributing to like a 5% loss for Riot Games or whatever like that, right? But in terms of player enjoyment, in terms of getting people to want to play the game, in terms of growing the player base, in terms of all of the things that are W's on the chart for phase one, as in not being a bad company, being a good company, Hextech Chests hit all of these things. They listened to feedback. People wanted to play the game. It was a customer-facing decision. It added to the player base. You could play the game and, you know, earn dog shit skins. You only earn fucking common skins anyways. Like, dude, how many people got, like, fucking Arcane Lux or whatever from it, which is, like, a really good skin? Very few people. You know, you'd have to open, like, 20 fucking chests in order to get a good skin. And maybe it was a good skin for maybe a character you like to play. But chances were very, very low about any of those things. Any of those things. And that's okay. We still liked it because we still got something for free. And we've had it for 10 years. Anytime you give a customer something, this is a rule in business, by the way, guys. Anytime you give a customer something and then you take it away, it is always the hardest thing you can do as a company. It is always the worst thing you can do as a company, because every single time a customer look at the thing that they had and look at the thing that is now smaller, or the thing that is now gone, or some way changed and made worse, and they're like, wow, this fucking sucks, because they can compare it to last year when they had the better version of that thing. Case in point, you look up any thread about, you know, the size of a snack, a Doritos bag or whatever, suddenly having less Doritos in it. Everyone fucking knows. You look at any fucking can of soda or whatever like that, now there's more empty space in there. It's not like we're dumb. We can see the change. We're just shit eaters and we eat the shit anyways. But everyone knows it happens. Everyone knows it happens. It is the hardest thing. It's nigh impossible to hide this from the consumer, that you're making it shittier, that you're giving the person less than they had before. You're taking away something. every single customer notices. And that is the thing that unironically broke the camel's back here for Riot Games.
Added them. We wanted to offer additional reward for time spent, using something we knew many of you really cared about earning. Skins.
Yeah.
And for a while, we think that worked well for both players and the business side of League.
And it still did. Do you know how I know? Again, I will give you these numbers. I will post these numbers to the ends of the earth, Mal'Ganis, to the ends of the earth. For Jesus Christ, Windows 11 sucks. For League of Legends and only League of Legends, these are the numbers. Every single year, Hextech Chests have made Riot Games boku money. Why does this man keep eating the poo-poo? Dude, why do rioters keep eating dog shit? Because they're paid to. Okay, like I said, I don't blame Meddler. I don't blame Meddler. I don't blame Pabra. I don't blame them at all. They're being paid. They care about, this guy cares about his wife and kids. He cares about living in fucking California and bringing home the bacon to his people. You know, I don't mind him saying it.
Free chests.
Oh, you mean me? Yeah, exactly.
Primary way to unlock skins.
It is the
and an
poo-poo.
increasing number of players ended up with substantial skin collections for free.
Dude, us getting Commando Garen, which no one is going to buy, is not gonna break fucking Riot Games' back, okay? Us getting reskin Cho'Gath Green or whatever the fuck, you know, Shamrock Malphite, which were like, you know, these are like the most common skins you would get from these chests. They're all dog shit skins. 90% of the skins that you got were fucking dog shit, and you weren't gonna buy them anyways. Yeah, Woad Ash destroyed the profits. Yeah, exactly. Holy crap, man. Blue Amumu or whatever the fuck. Not blue, sorry, Red Amumu, where it's just like the recolor and it looks like he's on fire, and it's literally just a fucking recolor. That's not gonna break the bank, man. You know, Black Belt Udyr, which is, you know, before the rework, considered one of the worst skins in the entire fucking game. That's not going to break the bank, Riot Games. I'm sorry. No one is buying that skin anyways. But will Riot Games tell you that? No. I'll tell you that. Because I'll always tell you how it is. Look at your skins that you got from your chests. Which ones were good skins and which ones were bad skins. The ones you wouldn't buy. And by good and bad, I mean skins that you would buy and skins you wouldn't buy. Give me the percentage. For me, I can tell you, the skins that I would actually buy that I got from a chest were like 2%. Maybe I just got unlucky. Maybe it's because I'm a jungler, and so a lot of characters I just don't play. You know, if I get a good skin for who's a character that I like but I can't jungle. Akshan. Akshan is a cool character. I like to play him. I can't jungle him. If I get an Akshan skin, I'm not redeeming that shit because I don't play fucking mid lane. I don't play ADC. So whatever. I'm not gonna buy that skin. I can't jungle that shit. So, you know, maybe I'm just unlucky with that, or maybe that's numbers. Tell me your percentage in the comments below. Actually, pause the video. Let me know. Think of all of the boxes you've opened. You can look at your, you know, lists as well in your profile and stuff, and let me know what was your percentage of skins that you got from a box that you actually would have bought versus not. For me, it's like 98%. I would never fucking buy that skin, and I got the skin. And like 2%, it was like, this is a fucking cool ass skin, man. I got lucky. This is like, you know, freaking. I think for me it was Elementalist Lux. I got really, really lucky on the Captain Corgi account, and I got Elementalist Lux as one of my first skins. And that's like one of the best skins in the game. Like straight up. That's when Riot Games still gave a shit about making good skins. That's before they fired all the good artists. And that was like, you know, I think, what is it, like a $25 skin, right? And yeah, that was a really good skin. That's the best skin I ever got from a Riot Games box, Hextech Chest. You got Elemental, yeah, Prestige Akali, Night Mage got, yeah, exactly. 2 to 5% sounds right for everyone in chat. All right, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and definitely leave a comment about your percentage.
This meant that purchasing skins directly didn't make sense anymore to a lot of...
Untrue. Completely untrue. Do you know why? Because they did many different things like skin lines. They made cool skins. They made funny skins. They made, you know, the Trucker Orange skin, for example, was a recent one, which was a really cool idea for a skin. It was a fun idea. It was funny. And people bought that skin. Why? Because it was a cool fucking skin. If you make a cool skin, we'll buy them. This has been Riot's business model forever. And having chests in the game did not lower the amount that people bought the skins of. The numbers are right there, Riot Games. It's so funny that Riot insists on lying when we have the revenue numbers right in front of us for League of Legends. You can fucking Google it. Do they think we're dumb? Do they think we're absolutely bona fidely idiotic that we can't use Google? That you can't just put the numbers into fucking, even ChatGPT could probably bring it up. I don't use ChatGPT, but you might be able to find it using ChatGPT. That means you don't even have to Google it. You can just fucking write into ChatGPT, tell me Riot Games revenue numbers, it'll probably find it for you. All of these numbers are easy to find. Okay? Why the fuck does Riot Games think that they can give us a giant bowl of steaming shit and we'll eat it this time? When they literally put a label on it saying, this is our feces, eat our fucking feces. They labeled it this time. Do they think we're dumb? Do they think we can't read? It's right here. It's right here. Their best financial years are with the boxes. Who the fuck knew? Everyone did. Everyone knew.
Players, because they were happy just waiting to get something eventually. That did lead to a great player experience, but it was not sustainable for League.
Bullshit. If you are having a good player experience, you are growing the community, and the community wants to spend more. How do I know this? Because I've seen every fucking game that has been a live service game. And you can use a prime example of Helldivers 2 and Marvel's Rivals. Those are two vibrant, growing live service games right now. And they're extremely consumer facing. The most expensive skin in Marvel's Rivals is a grand total of $25. And they're good skins. People have bought so much Marvel's Rivals skins. Marvel's Rivals skins revenue. Let's see if there's any numbers. There we go. According to recent reports, Marvel's Rivals has generated an estimated $136 million in revenue during the first month of release. Why is that? It's because A, the game is fun, the game is completely focused on gameplay, and we get a whole bunch of free shit all the time. I have like fucking 2 skins for every character. I haven't spent $1 in Marvel's Rivals. And you know why? Because I've been waiting for a skin that I really want. And that is the Captain America Infinity War skin. So as soon as I am able to log on to Marvel's Rivals in the next couple of days, I'm going to spend $25 buying that fucking skin. It's a movie tie-in skin, so it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but it looks fucking dope. And you know what? Marvel's Rivals is treating me fucking good. So I don't mind paying money for an awesome skin in a good fucking game. That is exactly how I felt about League of Legends until 2 years ago. That is exactly how Helldivers 2 players feel. Except for the PSN debacle. PSN debacle was a giant fucking L. Huge L, and nearly nuked the game. But in the months since, I think, was it like 4 months ago or something, they had a big giant revamp of the balance and all that shit for Helldivers 2, and they brought a lot of people back. They decided to be more consumer facing. Good for them. But in the heyday of Helldivers 2 and now, barring that time where, Sony decided to fuck with the entire player base, barring that time, everyone who played Helldivers 2 could earn the premium currency in the game, play the game, and unlock the battle pass essentially for free, right? And as a result, when a cool skin came out for an armor or a gun or whatever, people, all of my friends, and I have many friends who played Helldivers 2, even now they play Helldivers 2, they'll happily spend $5, $10, $20 for like a really cool thing. And they're like, you know what? Helldivers 2 treated me pretty good. The game is only $30 or $40, I can't remember, when it launched. And, besides that, I haven't spent any money, so I'm going to go ahead and, give them a reward. They're making good content for the game. I'm enjoying the game. Big W's all around. I think you're exaggerating about the friends. Yeah, exactly. True. I'm on the internet. I have no friends. That's true. But yeah, no, legitimately, like Pat, dude, this story comes from Pat, Ryan. This story comes from Zach. They both bought shit in Helldivers 2. It's because it's a good fucking game. There we go. And same thing with Marvel's Rivals. Absolutely. That's how it's done. You create a good player experience and you release cool skins. The cool skins part. You don't fire your fucking artists. Okay? The unsustainable part is that Riot Games fired their artists and decided to release dog shit skin after dog shit skin and release gacha after gacha, and all of a sudden they're surprised that we don't want to pay for that bullshit anymore? Wow. Holy shit. Dude, if they released like fucking Berserk Darius. Sorry, Berserk uses a sword. If they released like a fucking comic tie-in, Garen but Berserk. Fucking like straight up the actual Berserk. And they made Garen look like that. They sold that skin for $25. So many people would buy that skin. It'd be a cool fucking skin. They don't release cool fucking skins anymore. Yeah, Runeterra makes a crap ton of money. You know why? Because it's a different team. Not mate, just a different team. That's why.
In the long term.
So we took a step back to evaluate League's reward systems and realized we needed to make changes to be sustainable for the long run.
Translation. Their financial team at Riot, which has done everything in their power to run the game and the community into the ground and milk blood from a stone, has decided to look back and figure out yet another way to do so. Because when they added gacha, people moaned and groaned and complained for a little bit, but mostly the player base took the bowl of shit and they ate it. When they added the $500 Ari skin, they did the same thing. When they added worse gacha, they did the same thing. When they added worse gacha, they did the same thing. When they fired their artists, they did the same thing. And now, all of a sudden, they look back and they're like, yeah, we can do a little more. We can get away with a little more. They didn't realize where the line was. This is the line.
We're
going to keep using the poop consumption metaphor, aren't we? Yes. You know why? Because I'm fucking right. That's why. That's why. If you don't like eating poop, then stop putting the spoon into the bowl of shit and putting it into your mouth. For all video game players, I'm using a visceral term for this reason. I want you to think about this. I want every person who plays a video game to look at the video game like a steaming pile of shit. And I want you to see every gacha as this. I want you to see every early release for $25 extra or $30 extra. I want you to see the $90 Blizzard fucking Brontosaurus skin. I want you to see the $500 Ari skin as a giant steaming bowl of shit. Because that's what it is. And if you put that spoon into the bowl of shit and you put it in your mouth and then you try to get in my DMs and get angry at me, not you, Ryan, but like people in general I've gotten so many hate DMs for making these videos. I have told you how it is from the beginning. I have an entire playlist of rants about every fucking game company. EA, Ubisoft, Riot Games, Blizzard, small indie game makers as well can do this. So many game companies. And every time I make a video about this, I get shit eater after shit eater after shit eater, excusing the fucking dog shit mechanics and the dog shit decision making of their favorite billion-dollar game company. And all of a sudden, I get people like this. I'm gonna bring it up. I have this picture. It's my favorite reaction pictures to use. One of my absolute favorite, this one right here. I get this over and over and over again. Twitter, YouTube, this, that, whatever. Leave my favorite multi-billion-dollar gaming company alone. This is what I get every time. So yeah, I'm going to call a shade eater, Ryan. I'm sorry. I got it, dude. I got it. You know why? Because I'm petty. That's why. Look, this is a personal failing of mine. It always has been. But the thing is, I revel in it. If someone is being a piece of shit, I'm gonna call him a piece of shit. Where was I? So I lost my train of thought. All right. So yeah. Okay. We didn't want to go all the way back to the early days of the League with no skins. Well, they know that if they did that, League of Legends would die overnight.
To go all the way back to the
They knew
days
that.
of League with no skins earned with playtime at all. But we also realized we couldn't continue giving away as many as we were.
Again, Shamrock Malphite is not going to fucking financially ruin you, Riot Games. This decision to double down, however, is.
We did a number of other things to ensure League's business was sustainable before concluding.
They decided to fire, 50 of their best artists and then release dog shit afterwards. Yep. We know. We're well aware, Riot Games. Dude, we're so aware of everything you've done. Because thankfully, one of the cool things about living in America is that all of your financial decisions, like firing your people and stuff, there's so many ways for people to report on you. There's so many ways for the press to report. Oh, man. Let's go. Hextech Rant. Well, hey, G3 NXT buddy. Welcome. Pleasure to have you in here. How do I pronounce your name? Let me know and I'll happily pronounce your name. If you enjoyed the vibes, drop a follow. And also this video that I linked just now was the start of the rant. So this is when they first removed the chest, that video. And we're doing a follow-up right now. Exactly. Oh, dude. I'm going through it all, my friend. I'm going through it all. I do like to do a lot of rants, a lot of discussions. So if you enjoy that vibe, if you enjoy someone will tell you how it is, tell you the good when the good happens and the bad when the bad happens, welcome to the stream, my friend. Welcome to Corey Crew. And also let me know what you like to play, watch, and enjoy. We do a lot of game playing as well. We've been playing a lot of good games. Path of Exile 2, Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 and 2, Marvel's Rivals, a lot of different games. Single player, multiplayer, everything. Everything. Oh, you hung out here? Oh, okay, I got you. Did you change your name then? I got you, my friend. Well, welcome back, Jorn. Welcome back to the stream, to the Corey Crew, my friend. How do you want to pronounce your new name? But yeah, it reset, I guess, maybe because you changed your name. It said you're a first-time chatter. So welcome, my friend. Thanks so much for hopping on in. And are you subbed to the YouTube, my friend? If not, consider subbing to the YouTube, my friend. And make sure to give that video that I linked a like and a comment. Because that is a very good start to the rant. I think you're going to really, really like that one, Jordan. I think you're going to really, really like it. But yeah, this is our Discord, my friend. Hop in our lovely Discord. And welcome back, buddy. What are you playing these days? We're going to continue.
We needed to give away fewer skins.
No, they didn't.
Increasing the number of skins we could make each year
Nope.
was good for both the business and the player experience. But eventually, we ran into meaningful diminishing returns.
And so they decided to fire their artists and destroy those returns, of which they were still getting returns. And by the way, the diminishing returns is a completely overstated problem because, again, I'm going to bring this chart up over and over and over. Why? Because I have insanity on my side, and I fully take a visceral, sadistic pleasure from doing this. Meaningful diminishing returns. 2022 was their best year of revenue for, again, just League of Legends. Just League of Legends. This does not include Wild Rifts. This does not include Valorant, of which they, directly cater to parasocial e-daters and so on and so forth. And they make boku money on those. This is only League of Legends numbers. $1.8 billion. Their best numbers since 2018 was in 2022. Best fucking numbers. Diminishing returns, my diminishing ass.
We introduced premium
What do I mean by
cosmetics. We've also explored a lot of other cosmetic content types, and we'll keep trying to do so.
Hard bullshit. Dude, we have been asking for announcer packs for years. Dota had announcer packs all the way back when it was a fucking custom game on Warcraft 3. Okay? They didn't do that. What other customization do they have? Which? Fucking ward skins? Ward skins suck. No one wants fucking ward skins. Have something, dude, have an announcer pack. Have Dude, have Ari Dude, have a little voice line of Ari do like a fucking ASMR into your ear saying, "Good job on First Blood, Summoner." Just that for like $10, and the fucking pathetic League players who bought the $500 Ari skins would buy that fucking voice line for $10 so they could wank off every time they get First Blood in a video game. Easy. The problem is Riot Games doesn't care about adding things anymore. The proof of the pudding is in the eating, okay? And all they care about is not making pudding anymore. They only care about making dog shit. Oh, you're on a different account. I got you. Hey, no worries, Jay. No worries. I appreciate you, buddy. That's the thing. That's the thing.
But
there's so many, dude. These are just two ideas off the top of my head. These are just two ideas off the top of my head. The Jinx thing, where it has like the little like end screen where it's like Arcane Jinx and it's like haha you lost or haha you won or whatever, and it has like all the fucking like weird colors and shit like Arcane because Jinx is mentally ill. Yeah, dude. Every fucking game I play of League of Legends in the past 2 months has had that shit. You know why? Because everyone bought that shit. Make more of those. Make a Garen one where it's like just Garen be like Demacia at the end when you win. Dude, people would buy that shit. They don't care about adding things because they could easily do so if they wanted to. But instead they have executives, I'm going to call out exactly who in just a few more minutes after we finish the segment, only care about the financial over-monetization of the game, cutting corners, giving money to shareholders. They're making the system and the game worse for you to cater to shareholders. Why? Because every fucking publicly traded company does this thing. Every one of them. Ubisoft has done this to the point that they've ruined their entire monetization. They might actually be folding as a company soon. EA has done this to the same level where they basically have catered to little kids playing FIFA, getting them into gambling at the age of like 12. People stealing their fucking mom's credit card numbers in order to buy like a new team on FIFA. Dude, that's what FIFA is about now, man. Remember when it was about fucking soccer? I remember when it was about fucking soccer. They don't care about soccer anymore. They care about gacha.
Skins are clearly the thing most people care about more than anything else when it comes to cosmetics. And obviously, adding pay for power
on the same wavelength
is a non-starter for us.
We know some of you
for now. It's a non-starter for them for now. When they feel desperate enough, Riot Games, I have no doubt, will pull that fucking lever for pay to win. I have no doubt. If you told me this 1 year ago, I would have said Riot Games would never. But now, seeing all of the other terrible things Riot Games has done over the past 2 years, I wouldn't put it past them. I genuinely... For now, they're saying they won't add pay for power. But they might. They might add a ward skin where it'll take 5 hits for a pink ward instead of 4. Or 4 hits for a normal ward instead of 3. That's how it'll start. Mark my words. That's how it'll start. Or, you know, they kind of already did. With the, with for example, the Annie skin. What is it, like the Snow Annie? Where that skin, there's certain skins that cannot be used in professional play because it actually gives an in-game advantage for like the spells are harder to see and things like that. And they decided not to fix the fucking skin. They decided not to fix the spell effect. They decided to just make it not usable in pro play. You can still use it in ranked. You can use it in ranked just fine. You can still get that paid for win power. But yeah, that's a form of pay for power. There's like 5 skins like that.
Or even cosmetics in
general. Transparency. There you go.
And then others won't believe this isn't about increasing profit year over year.
Because we have the writing on the wall. If you're writing the numbers in shit, in literally a paintbrush stuck in a bowl of shit and painted on the walls, how do you expect us to ignore it, Riot Games? If you don't respect the consumer to be able to find out basic financial data, suck my fucking dick, okay? This is an abject, sheer, utter lie. And I'll die on this hill. 100%. You know it, I know it, and the people of America knows it. Anyone with a fucking brain knows it. Now, if you go to any Riot Games post, and I posted the financial data and everything like that, you'll still get shit eaters. Those posts will get like 1,000 likes or whatever. It's been great for fucking aura farming. But then I'll get a comment here and there with 0 likes, with someone being like, well, how do you expect Riot Games to make money then? And I'll post their financials and suddenly they won't comment anymore. I wonder why.
This is about ensuring the sustainable long-term health of League, though. And we do hope this is helpful context for those of you who've been wondering what I think.
Ironically, this is the move that will kill Riot Games if they're not careful. I have never seen the League community so united and so pissed. Ever. And I've been playing League since the first fucking season. Since before there were seasons.
Was with this change. We want to ensure League remains a great, fully free-to-play game. We believe a change like this, while unpopular, is the right call and allows us to deliver not just on our plans today, but also our plans for League in the future. Now,
let's look at the comments again. Let's look at the comments again. Yeah. Oh, ooh. I'm sorry you went bankrupt after I pulled Warrior Princess Sivir. Right, going bankrupt after I pulled Leprechaun Viger from a chest. Oh my god. I got 6 unusable key shards and a terrible emote for not being toxic. Yep. Oh my god, dude. It's like Riot takes 2 steps forwards and falls down the stairs. Perhaps Shurima was meant to fall. Nasus 2013. Riot, I'm so sorry you don't have any money because I got yellow Alistar. Bro. People are pissed. And frankly, finally, they should have been this pissed for the gacha skins. They should have been this pissed for $500 Ari as well. Like, this is League players' fault. I want you guys to know. If you're watching this and you didn't fucking get pissed for any of those previous things, you have a share of the blame. But take that as fuel. I'm not saying I hate you. I don't hate you. I'm saying I understand you, okay? I've seen this happen to every fucking live service game that has ever been in existence, ever. This happens with every fucking one of them. Even MMOs go pay to win a lot of times. This happens to fucking MMOs all the time. I'm a big MMO player. I just hate seeing it every single time. I understand it. As long as you wake up now and you know that your actions of not calling this shit out when it was a fucking horse skin for Oblivion, horse armor for Oblivion, and has grown to this. Just fix it. Fucking fix it, man. Just yell a lot now. Keep doing so. Keep making videos. If you're making a video on this subject, link it to me. I'll react to it. I'll give your video air as well. Why? Because I don't care about making money on this video. I care about raising awareness so Riot doesn't kill the game that I love. That's it.
Now, we'll be sure to give you more context on our thinking behind changes to skins and any...
More context. Boys, I'm going to give you some context. I'm going to give you some context.
The other related systems in the future as well.
Get ready.
We're currently doing a lot of global surveying and discussion with players about what is and isn't working.
Speaking of which, we want to talk about some changes we have coming to battle passes.
They made them worse. By the way, all the battle passes now have less things than they used to have. The battle passes, like, just unironically, are worse in every single way. Do they talk about the skins at all anymore? Swift Play, Arena, other updates. What is the other updates? I'm just curious.
We're going to be trying True Skill 2 for Swift.
No, okay, so it's just fucking balancing and ELO changes and shit like that. So that's it. That's all it is. Worst fucking video they possibly could have come out with, and I'm so thankful. Because of the fact that they're doubling down, Riot Games is getting reamed in every single comment section for every post that they've made. For, like, dude, there was a fucking Arcane post, and people were talking about fucking chests in that post. It's insane. People are so angry right now. Keep it up, Riot Games. Keep it up. And frankly, I don't know if Riot Games will back down from this decision. Because okay, you know what? Let's take another track here. And now I'm going to give you context on why. So, it's going to be a fun time. This is, by the way, somehow, some way, coincidental with every single negative thing Riot Games has done. What big change happened at the leadership of League of Legends, When, in Riot Games, when 2 years ago, they decided to do everything from adding gacha skins to $500 RE skins to more gacha, to removing the chests, to removing game modes, to firing artists, to doing AI, and everything in between. What changed, guys? What changed? Man, I wonder when the new CEO took power at Riot Games. Let's see, guys. Let's look at his LinkedIn. Let's take a look. Yeah, I'm just gonna look at whatever's available here. Wow. Whoa, that's crazy. Whoa. May of 2023? Is that real? Whoa, 2 years? Man, when was the first negative financial decision for Riot Games? When did they have the Echo and gacha skins? Let's see what else happened at that time. What was the first gacha skin, guys? What was the first gacha skin? It was Echo and Jin, right? One year ago, but when? This is when they're talking about it. Do they give, I don't know Reddit, do they give like a specific date of when this post was made? No, that's when League PvE was created. Mythic variant. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. So this is some guy covering it. So this is just a random guy just covering what the skin was. Late 2023. Yeah. So I guess case in point. So this video came out in October of 2023. You can see it on Google right here. Wild. From May and then afterwards, this was the start of the downfall. Echo and Jin were the first gacha skins. This was before the $500 skin. This was before all of the other negative things, okay? So keep that in mind. And Dylan Jarjada, this fucking absolute dog shit motherfucker who is their financial officer previously. So all he cares about is making that money. He just cares about giving that money to shareholders. That's what a CFO does, okay? And that's fine for a CFO. But him becoming the CEO and directing all of Riot, that happened in May of 2023. Annie was, okay, that was, so Hextech Annie was for the gems, which was bad, I agree, but that wasn't straight up gacha in terms of directly, essentially money or Riot points for trade for a chance of getting a skin. That's what I'm talking about, NimeH. You are correct that, adding a couple of more extra layers to it, the Annie skin did happen earlier. You are 100% correct, and it was really stupid. I completely agree. But the Jin and Echo skins were October of 2023, and that was, in my opinion, a much worse level. That was like real bad. Yeah. Danny Foodie and Mythic Quest. I'm not sure who that is, but yeah. I've never seen Mythic Quest. I know it's a show, right? But yeah, this guy was the CFO of Riot Games from 2011 to 2017, okay? And his job is to give money to shareholders. That's his job. That's the CFO's job. That's just what they're going to do. That's fine. But when you become CEO afterwards, somehow that's coincidental. And that means he replaced, CEO has the power to replace all their people that are under them, their big managers, their big, directors, executive leaders, and so on and so forth. That's a big part of the CEO's job. And so somehow the leadership of the company has led Riot Games down a dark path of over-monetizing and taking us from phase one of growing the game company, being a good game company, trying to add to the player base, make you want to play, listening to feedback, multiple game modes, all that good stuff, making skins that we want, having a good, I guess, paying your employees well, not having AI, all of these signs of a good, healthy game company, and all of a sudden we switch to phase 2 after this one guy becomes CEO, where they do everything non-consumer facing, I think it's very safe to say that we can lay down the blame on one person. And it's always the top person. It's always the CEO. And that guy is Dylan Jadeja. Okay? Complete coincidence, I'm sure. No, it's not. It's this guy. It's this stupid motherfucker's fault. And his entire executive team that he put into place. So don't blame. Don't do it. I know it might be tempting to hate on Medler. I know it might be tempting to hate on Cadmus and Froxon and everyone else. They didn't do this. They're just the mouthpieces. They're just mouthpieces. It's this motherfucker. It's this piece of shit. It's this financial dickweed who cares only about shareholders. And it's always a financial guy. Dude, every single time it's a financial guy, guys. Every fucking time. Man, I wonder where he worked before he worked at Riot Games, guys. Goldman Sachs! Wow! Who could have foreseen this? Who could have foreseen this, guys? Wow! Someone who worked at Goldman fucking Sachs, one of the worst companies in the entire world, for creating horrible, horrible things for people in general, literally leading to the 2008 financial crisis. Goldman Sachs? That Goldman Sachs? Yeah, that Goldman Sachs, guys. He was vice president of Goldman Sachs. He is that vice president. He was at Goldman fucking Sachs. And all of a sudden, him being CEO of Riot Games has put Riot Games into the dumpster, starting with this and every single continuing thing moving forward. Because anytime a game company goes from phase 1 to phase 2, I'll bring up the chart again for you guys that I made for you. Every single time it goes from we're growing to we're milking you, it is always a decision made at the highest levels of the game company. It is always the executives at Ubisoft, at EA, at Blizzard, the Bobby Koticks, the Bobby Kotiches, the in this case, the Dylan Jajitas. I'm probably pronouncing the name wrong. I'm sorry. I'm brown, but I don't give a fuck. Yeah. It's always the executives making these decisions. And I want you to know that this is not coincidence. This is multiple points making a fucking line. That's what it is. This is who you put the blame on. And it is very unfortunate. I don't know if anyone else has caught on. I don't know if anyone else has covered this, but I'm pretty sure I cracked the fucking case, boys. Now, what happens? What happens going forward? What happens going forward is very simple. Either one of two paths lay before Riot Games. Where's the meme? Blue pill, red pill meme. That's not Morpheus. All right, we'll just bring this up. I am human. Jesus Christ. Just trying to pull up the fucking meme, boys. Open image in new tab. There it is. Okay. So we have two paths. We have the red pill and the blue pill. Was it blue in the movie or was it green? I don't remember. I need to rewatch The Matrix. Great movie. One of my favorite movies of all time. We have two paths going forward. You take the red pill, Neo, and you wake up and you don't remember anything that you did badly. And then you decide to double down more. And Riot Games, the company, collapses. League of Legends goes down to 0 players. You bleed out the community like a sieve. People stop spending money on Riot points, period, full stop. They take my advice. Morpheus, they take my advice and continue playing League of Legends to run up your server costs. They don't spend any money on Riot points. They don't buy any skins whatsoever because you're releasing dog shit anyways. League of Legends dies, which is the biggest company, the biggest game under Riot Games' tool belt. Not even, dude, TFT is not even close, okay? Fucking Legends of Runeterra, fucking dog shit in the air compared. Fucking piece of shit Valorant. It's like, what, like a quarter of the players of League of Legends around the world? Not even remotely close. If League of Legends dies, Riot Games dies. That's the red pill. You take the blue pill and decide, whoa, wait a second. Maybe we should stop doubling down. Maybe we need to start actually listening to player base. Maybe we need to go back to phase 1, where we start doing things that add to the player base. We give a fuck about the consumer. We actually apologize. We own up to our mistakes. We try to release skins that you really want to buy. Ooh. Oh my god, I'm so angry, dude. Slander, you know this about me, right? I played League of Legends since the beginning of League of Legends. And I'm watching the game I love die in a fireball. Oh my god. I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed. I don't understand why when growth slows, meaning they're not getting hundreds of thousands of players a new month, it's still growing profits. Well, the reason is, I'll tell you why. Fiduciary responsibility. That means one thing. A company, this is business talk, but it's a very simple concept. It sounds complicated, but it's not. It's big words, fiduciary. Oh man, don't worry. All it means is that when a company is publicly traded, in this case Tencent, they care not about creating a good product and growing their player base. All they care about is hitting quarterlies and hitting financial milestones to give dividends and money to shareholders. That is all it means. And that is all Dylan Jajita cares about. Why? Because he was CFO for Riot Games. He's a fucking financial guy that worked at Goldman fucking Sachs. He's not a game player. He doesn't give a fuck about you or me or anyone who plays League of Legends or Valorant. You don't think he's gonna do this to Valorant too? Oh boy, if you're watching this and you're like, it's all right, I'll just play fucking Valorant. He's gonna do this to Valorant too. Dude, this guy will run down anything that he can for his fucking shareholders. You know why? Because he's a fucking CFO. Now turned CEO. And that is never a good thing. You don't want your CEO to be a financial piece of shit. And that is exactly what this greasy looking motherfucker is. He'll run it down so he can stop watching Corgi run it down on Summoner's Rift. That's true. Unironically true. Yeah. One of the most healthy things for me is for me to play League of Legends never again. So Ryan, my best friend in the entire world, my brother, is excited. He's excited to watch me never play League of Legends again. However, I'm very sad. I'm very sad because I see the light on the horizon. And the light is a comet coming down to hit League of Legends and kill it. I don't want it to happen, dude. I really don't want it to happen. But yeah, the second pill, the blue pill, is if Riot Games realizes their mistake, they decide to make the game better again. And then we can finally get back to financial viability, where they create cool skins, they hire good artists, they don't release AI dog shit. They don't do things that are consumer non-facing. They don't do any of these things, and we start to play the game again. We start to enjoy the game again. It creates more profits. And there, again, guys, by the way, you know what's the saddest part of this? You know what's the saddest part of this? I'll tell you the saddest part of this. Riot Games is financially viable. They're making fucking crazy money, dude. This is just League of Legends numbers, man. This doesn't include Valorant. I don't know Valorant's numbers, though I know they're very, very viable. I don't know a Legend of Runeterra. I don't know their other companies or anything like that, their other games. But this is only League of Legends, man. And yes, this is revenue. This isn't profit. But if you think Riot Games by itself can spend even $1.5 billion in a year in development costs, bro, you don't have a concept of how much money $1.5 billion is. Again, let me remind you, Riot Games makes between $200,000 to $600,000 per employee, depending on the year. That means they're making crazy money. They're just greedy. It's not that they're not making enough money. It's that they want to make more. Because someone like this greasy motherfucker, Dylan Jajita, will only want to make more. It doesn't matter that you are financially viable. It matters that you are not growing more and more and more and more infinitely, because that's all the stock market cares about. They want you to grow infinitely, which is why anyone who pays attention to the stock market, it's a zero-sum game. It's a zero-sum game. Legend of Runeterra loses money, but Valorant easily makes another billion. Yeah, exactly. Valorant caters to parasocialism. Being completely parasocial, making e-daters like get Valentine's Day skins where like an emote is a character sucking off another character and shit like that. That's what Valorant does. They go a different level. Absolutely. Gotta have pop style chest heads. Yeah, exactly, yeah. I decided to rub it into Riot Games' face. Well, the thing is, if you look at like, Riot Games posts on Twitters and shit like that, I wonder if on Valorant posts they talk about the chests. Do they talk about the chests on Valorant posts? No, Valorant players are shit eaters still. Yeah, okay. So it looks like on Valorant posts, people don't talk about the chests. Valorant doesn't have anything like the chests, right? Valorant straight up lies to you with the right market. 12% off, you got to spend the exact same money. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they do that stuff. Yep, exactly. I was just curious about that. But yeah. Yeah, Riot Games, they're really hitting some good times. Hextech Chests. Oh my god, this is so good! Someone made a Hextech Chest character for League of Legends, a character concept. Oh my god. Unsustainable box, Hexplosion, Exalted Slash, Mythic Black. Oh my god. Oh, that's so good. This is so fucking funny. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, like this. Like stretching it out like this. Slandor. You can just take the box and just make it stretchy and just put it on their arms. Because it'll look stupid. Oh my god, these are so good, dude. These are so good, dude. These memes are hilarious. Holy shit. Sorry, I'm laughing at these memes, man. Oh, by the way, when I said that they lowered the quality of their skins, this is what I mean. This is the new Senna skin. And they're like, hey, why do people no longer buy our skins? Man, I wonder. I wonder why no one bought this skin. Maybe it's because it looks like dog shit. Maybe they shouldn't have fired all of their artists. And then, try to sell out to fucking, sell the making of the skin to a fucking, artist on Fiverr or whatever. High Noon one? Yeah, compare it to High Noon and then have your eyes bleed. Exactly. Yeah, $250 versus $35. So this is $250 skin. And this was $35. Yeah, this is the Udyr skin, dude. This Udyr skin was so good, man. This is Phoenix Guard? Yeah, I think it's called Phoenix Guard Udyr. Dude, look at this, man. Look at this skin. This was $35. Way better than this gacha dog shit. Way better. And I cover the gacha dog shit. This is why. You make skins like this, I'll buy skins like this. Man, it's like artists create things. Yeah, exactly. It's like, don't fire artists, pay them a fair wage, they'll be happy, they'll make good stuff, and we'll buy it. And then, here's the wild part, guys. Here's the crazy part. If you do that, you'll make record profits. You'll make billions of dollars of revenue. They have the template right in front of them. It's right there. These are League of Legends numbers. I found this fucking shit on Google. You can find this. Anyone can find this shit on Google. Oh my god. I hate them. I hate Riot Games, guys. I want you to know I fucking hate them. I hate them, and I hope the company dies. I even hope more that they, fix their shit. I just don't expect them to anymore. I honestly don't expect them to fix their skins anymore, guys. I don't expect them to do it. I really, really don't expect them to do it. Yeah, I really don't expect them to do it. Genius financial plan they have got going on here. Yeah, exactly. Line must go up. Yep, that is fiduciary responsibility jacking off. Correct. And that is exactly what I meant. When people were asking me, very good question. I think hopefully you're asking me, like, why do they do this? Why don't they just make a better product? It's because fiduciary responsibility does not revolve around making good product. It revolves around squeezing blood from a stone and making the line go up no matter what. Firing your employees to hit the better quarterly numbers and so on and so forth. That's what it does, and it ends up. It's called the normal term for this in your normal life. Like if you go to like a southern place or whatever, they talk in like very very flowery straight terms. I'm in Florida. That's what we do here. Cutting off your nose to spite your face is what the real life term is. That is exactly what it means. Yeah, record number of revenue, but you don't care about quarterlies. I know exactly. Yep, exactly. Yeah, weird that when I work in a real business and I care about my customers and everything like that, I don't care about any fucking line going up. I care about making good product. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. And if game companies started to do this again, every company that was complaining about, oh, we're not making enough money, our game is not, good enough, blah, blah. It somehow, some way turns out that when you care about the product, you get success stories like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 sales. 2 million sales of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And that's a $70 full price game. Zero pay to win, zero gacha mechanics, zero dog shit, nothing. The base price is $70. The price with the DLCs, of which have not come out yet, but they're going to come out, and they did a great job with Kingdom Come 1, so people trust them to buy the season pass. And that's when a season pass meant what a season pass should, where it would just be, hey, I believe in this game, I believe in the company, I believe in the DLC, so I'm gonna pre-order the DLCs. Essentially, is what a season pass used to mean. That's what it means for Warhorse Studios still. And so, in this case, this is $2 million of mostly $70, but a significant portion being, I think, what is it, $90 for the gold edition, which is what I paid. Let me check. Hold on. Let's look at this number for real. For FR, guys. FR. I don't remember the pricing off the top of my head. $80. Oh, no. Oh, dude, I was wrong. So $60 for base price. So it's so below market average, guys. Market average for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 for any Ubisoft company, EA, whatever, would actually be $70. And this game is only sold for $60. And this is my game of the year already. It is an amazing game. I played 15 hours of it, and I'm like drooling to play more. You guys have no idea how hard it was for me to be taking care of my dad and not play this game. I didn't play this game at all when I was taking care of my dad. I love you guys that much. And for the gold edition, it's $80. Regardless, let's just do conservative numbers. Let's say they didn't sell any DLCs, guys. Let's say they didn't sell any DLCs. 2 million times $70. 140 million. And this game costed 40 million to make. In terms of development costs, paying their artists, paying their this, paying their developers, it costed 40. They made $100 million of profit, and this is only the first week it's been out, first full week. We're now officially into the second week, as in like we're 8 days into the game being out, guys. So this number will only go up, and they've already made $100 million. Could be lower with regional pricing. Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I'm not counting the regional pricing, but I'm also not counting the gold edition Jacka. So that's why, you know, I'm probably going to be relatively on mark with this. So, and that was my estimates. If you look at Google, they already have the numbers, and they hit $200 million. I heard on a different number. Sales numbers. 1 million copies, just a day. They made 1 million copies in a day. I was trying to see the numbers of, whatever. Regardless, they're financially super viable, okay? Why? Because Warhorse Studios cares about making a good fucking game. Game companies, when they make a good fucking game and they don't care about the line going up, they make a better product. Optimized like crazy. Good game experience. Supremely reactive. The little details in the game make so much. I've not made my review for it yet. It's funny, I did make my review, but I forgot to unmute my mic, so I had a 30-minute review that's full muted. So I need to re-record it. But yeah, amazing game. If you care about the game player, you're going to make a better game. Indie game makers know this because they survive on this. League of Legends no longer cares about this very, very simple concept. And that's why all we get is Dylan Jajita making fucking dog shit decision after dog shit decision. This guy deserves all of your hate. Don't be abusive, but he's the one that all the blame relies on. And there you go. That's my little diatribe. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys liked the discussion. If you do, give this video and give the previous video, which I'm linking in the comment below, in the pinned comment, a comment. Give it a like. Share with your friends. Increase the visibility of this word because you know, I care about making Riot Games a better company. I care about League of Legends being a better game, and I want to see this change. I want to see this succeed, and it'll only do so with your support. It'll only do so if you keep raising up that that visibility for the people discussing the bad things about Riot Games and trying to make them do better. If they do better, they can still succeed. We've seen this with Blizzard. They've done better. They can succeed. They can fix this shit if they care enough. If they care enough. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Did you guys like my discussion? Did you guys dislike it? Do you guys agree with my numbers? Do you guys disagree? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think Riot Games will succeed in changing their behavior and fixing their problems? Do you think CEO Dylan Jajita is Jadija? I think that might be how you pronounce it, Jadija. Do you think he's the main focal point of why the executive decisions at Riot Games have been worse and worse and worse, leading Riot down the dark path of gacha, you know, worse financial decision making, you know, and many, many other terrible, terrible decisions. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will definitely catch you in the next video. I always cover these types of things. I cover the good things that good companies do. I cover the bad things that bad companies do, and I'll always tell you how it is, no matter what. Catch you guys in the next video.